4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. I'm one short. Well, last year, I had my tool belt. When I got onto the property a few days ago, I went to put my tool belt on, and it was too tight. Damn. I gotta do something. Now that summer's here, things at home, it gets a lot slower. And I can spend a lot more time out here during the summer and up until probably the first or second week in October. There might be a way for me to kind of grow vegetables while I'm not here and still make sure that they're watered and safe. We get pretty good rainfall here. So once the house is built and I put up a gutter system, I think I'm going to do what's called a gutter garden, where it kind of waters itself. I won't be able to do a lot, or maybe, I don't know. I'm just now starting to research it. But it would be nice to come out to the property and have veggies waiting for me. Julia and Drew from Julia's Dreads, which I think they've most recently changed it to Live, Love, and Life, or something along that line. They came to one of my workshops, and I got to teach them how to grow mushrooms. And I never meant for it to be a burden to them, because, you take a course, and I offered it for free. I just wanted them to have that information. I didn't want them to think that they had to actually do it. They can do it at their own time, their own leisure, and maybe not even at all. But to be selfish, I wanted to meet them. They're a young couple, just starting life out, and they had a baby about 1.5 years ago. Beautiful baby. And they are living the life that, to be honest, I wish I was able to live at their age. And that's kind of what drew me to them. Good people. Good people, loving people. She's into her health, and that's great. That means that little baby of hers is going to grow up healthy. And they started off in their little tiny trailer, and when she got pregnant, she realized that it wasn't feasible, at least not for them, not for their lifestyle, maybe for others, but to have a toddler running around in that tiny little space, ugh. I hear you, Julia. So my hat's off to them. They're good people. You should go check out their channel. I was thinking to myself, I should put these cross braces in between the beams, try to keep them from warping. And it occurred to me while I was thinking that and coming over here, that if I would put all the beams down and then put the hardware cloth underneath, I won't be able to get to the center to do the bracing at all. So what I'm going to have to do is, for every board I put down, I should put the bracing in, and then go to the next one and then staple underneath. So before I get any further, I'm going to go ahead and start cutting this wood for the braces that's going to go in between. Now, if some of these are warped, and I know they are, I think what I'm going to need to do is measure at the end here exactly the size, and that way, if it's warped over in the center, it'll push it and make it even. So if it's 12 center and each one of these boards are 1.5 inches, then I would think that I would take 1.5 inches off, right? So it'd be 10.5. Yeah, so it's 10.5. You know, I need some eye protection. Still think eye protection some sort of scam. I just haven't figured it out yet. Okay, I put the first one in and it was really tight and twisted. This one's in nice and easy. I'm actually not going to nail it down. I'm just going to go ahead and put them in right now. I know I might nail them down before I leave. But I'm afraid that this one over here that's really tight, as I'm putting it in, it may have been ripping out the staples from underneath. So I might have to crawl underneath there and redo some of those. But that's a small price to pay for doing it right the first time, huh? Okay. Yeah, I'm gonna have to shave some off. There. That's tight. Just nail that, or pound that down. I got nothing at all. Oh, I missed it. I missed a whole board. Nice. I guess they are only going to be tacked in, kind of, you know. Yeah, that'll do. Well, it's Sunday afternoon, about 180 degrees. I'm calling it quits. I don't usually take off this early, but everything else that I have to do, it's time consuming. And I have to go run some errands before I head out of town, but I did want to kind of show you what I did to the property. Okay, this was covered in weeds, and I was going to cut down these locust trees. They've got thorns. However, I realized if you take a look here and then take a look at my tent, this really is the only spot that has shade. So I cleared out all the weeds, which I believe that the majority of the ticks were breeding under, because I had a ton of them crawling. Well, whatever. So I cleared that out real good, and I've been using that for shade over the weekend, so that's nice, but it took me a while. Then I went out to the fields here and I got as many of the dead thorn locusts out as I could. So my neighbor, if he has an opportunity, he might go out there and start cutting that as well. As far as the tiny house goes, I hung up the new joists on both sides here. I'm short one. I have quite a bit of the pressure treated wood to cut. However, I got a good start on this, and because I did this little bit, I realized the things that I have to do right when I come back, so I don't waste a whole lot of time. But I'm cool. I mean, I'm good with what I got done in just a day and a half. Like I said, I mostly worked on the property a bit because it was so overgrown when I got here. But I'm happy. It's beautiful out here. Look, no chemtrails.